Hey everybody, how's it going? Now, I got something I want to talk about. I think it's very, very important, and it's also something that is very often quoted and misunderstood. And that is, I'm sure you've all heard it a million times, this notion that timing is everything. Timing is everything. And the fact of the matter is, I'm just going to say it straight out, that timing is not everything. In fact, it's very, very unimportant. All right, and it's one of these things that have become almost cliche. Like cut your losses short and let your profits run. I mean, that's like a nonsensical statement because, as I've said in the past, inherent in that statement is the assumption or the claim that you know the future, that you know your profits are going to run. When how many times have you had a profit and you've seen it turn into a loss because you didn't take it, and vice versa, that you know your losses are going to keep getting bigger. When how many times you had a loss and you took it and you saw it turn around, if you held on it would have been a profit. So that's a kind of statement, that's a kind of cliche statement that gets a lot of people in trouble. And that's the typical wrong advice or wrong quote unquote wisdom of trading that's out there. People say, Mike, are there any books that I can read? No, there are no books that you can read because they all have that useless advice. And the same thing with timing is everything. Timing is everything is a cliche. It's a statement by people who lack patience. All right, that's just that's just a way of saying that you have a need to get in exactly at a moment where it's going to go exactly in the direction that you want it to go, because you have no ability or patience to wait for that thing to kind of move in the direction that you want, or to play out to its fruition. That you need, when you have needs, okay, the market is not going to grant you your needs. All right, your focus should be on your behavior, and your behavior, if you want to succeed, must incorporate several traits, and those are the traits that I've put together in my mental game system, which is patience, alignment, detachment, discipline, and trust. Okay, now some of you might want to add other traits onto there or other characteristics. That's fine, but you need those things, and I've been talking a lot about patience. I can get into any trade, any position, regardless of the timing. All right, and if my outlook is correct, and if I am patient, and if I employ the proper mental game, I will make a profit. No question about it, no problem. For those of you who have a need to get everything absolutely at the precise moment, that is such a constraining need, all right? I mean, you're literally going to paralyze yourself and eliminate so many trading opportunities because you want everything to be just perfect, the perfect time, the perfect price. And once you free yourself from this need, from this necessity of perfection, okay, because none of us are perfect, okay? I try to do the timing right whenever I can. I try to get the highs and lows whenever I can. And, many times it's right there on the highs and right there on the lows. Many times it's not. But I have released myself. I have liberated myself from that need. I do not need that to make money. And I hear this over and over again from so many of you that, timing is everything. It is not. You could have bought the stock market in 2007 when the Dow was at all-time record highs at 14,000, and you could have sat through the entire financial crash. And where is the Dow right now? It's at 21,000. Okay, where is the NASDAQ? You could have bought the NASDAQ in 2000 at the peak of whatever it was back then, 5,100 or something. And where is it now? All right. So, I mean, timing is not everything. Now, some of you might say, well, I don't want to wait that long, Mike. Well, that I know you say that. A lot of you say that. Making a profit when you wait is not the same thing as making one right now. I have a lot more time, than the ability to be perfect in what I do. I have liberated myself. I have released myself from that need, from that necessity. And so many of you paralyze yourself with that necessity. It's much more important. And we really don't even know that for certainty we're going to get the outlook correct all the time. I know MMT gives us an enormous advantage over other people. And most of the time we are going to get the outlook. I would say all the time with MMT understanding, we are going to get the outlook correct. But what might delay that outlook would be the fact that we are trading against, a myriad of other traders who don't have that understanding, who act like sheep, and they all do the wrong thing and they all have the wrong understanding. So it could be, for example, when I get in a position that because I am, pretty much 100% of the time opposed or going against the uninformed traders, the zombies, my position might initially be underwater because the zombies are reacting, and I try to be a psychologist. I try to understand the extent or the magnitude with which they can react and push the market. But, that's a very hard thing to gauge with precision. And again, there's an example of how I have liberated myself. I have given up the need or the necessity to know that absolutely, because I know that I can't. So if you go around saying, and by the way, you could have said the same thing with real estate. You could have bought the housing market in 2006 and suffered through that entire crash, and look at home prices now. They've recovered everything, all right? So, some of you say, I don't want to wait. I mean, that's your problem. I mean, I'm going to tell you that right now. You might not want to accept that. You might think, there's some panacea out there that's going to give you perfection, and you, like I've said in the past, it will give up any responsibility on you to have the right kind of behavior to make the success happen, and you're free to go on with that dream and that fantasy. I mean, that could be yours for as long as you want to hold on to that. I feel sorry for you, but many of you have that, and you're looking for something external outside of yourselves. You would never, ever, ever claim that the problem is you. That's a sign of maturity. I went through years and years and years of sabotaging myself, and then coming to an awareness that it was me, but then having to change the behavior. But that's a sign of intelligence. That's a sign of maturity. All right. There's a lot of you just like, it's the system. No, Mike, you're wrong. I'm going to get the timing just right. I've had so many people here, who signed up to my report, and then they say it's no good because the timing's no good. Again, every single trade was a profit. If you say it's no good, then your system, or what you want, what you're chasing, is losing. I mean, it's very clear. It's very obvious. So for those of you who want to learn, who want to add something to your mental game portfolio right now, who want to, have a deeper, more profound understanding about behavior and what it is, what it takes to be successful, really try to give up this notion of perfection when it comes to timing. I mean, if you could release yourself from that, if you could liberate yourself from that, that is a profound thing. That will put you, that's another thing that will put you on the path to success. I mean, you try for it, but it is not necessary. It is not necessary. Patience will get you there. Patience will get you there. That's all you need to have to know. And the rest will happen. Believe me. Bye.